because it's devastating. It's absolutely irrational.
You have to go in a moment to go teach a course on covert action. And I want to ask you to give an overview of that course for people, because I wish that it could be provided to everyone in this country, that we could sort of share your teaching with the world and not just students at the University of Wisconsin. But give an overview of that course that you're now going to teach.
Sure. Within the apparatus of U.S. global power, there was that delicate duality I was just talking about between the sort of the raw power of military, trade, and covert operations on the one hand, and then that liberal apparatus. The United States as a global power presided over the decolonization of the globe, transforming 6 overseas European empires into basically 100 new nations. So this created a fundamental contradiction at the heart of the U.S. global order. The United States stood up for the UN, in which every nation in the world is a member and has absolute sovereignty, inviolable sovereignty, immune to foreign intervention. And yet, as the global hegemon, the United States had to exercise asymmetric power. It had to intervene. So how do you intervene in a world order that you've created when you can intervene? You do it covertly. You do it by surrogate armies when that's necessary. You do it by coups. Between 1958 and 1975, about a quarter of the sovereign nations on the planet changed government via military coup. The CIA was behind most of them. Then there's the electoral manipulation. So what we look at is all of these instruments, and the instruments are manyfold. 1, psychological warfare. 2, covert intervention, Iran, Guatemala. And then, over time, a shift via the internet to cyber warfare, space warfare, as a part of the new architecture of U.S. global power. And we try and understand, what is this covert realm, this covert netherworld? And it's this metaphysical space where criminal syndicates that traffic in drugs and intelligence agencies that operate covertly beyond the bounds of civil society, where they interpenetrate societies. And during the Cold War, the Soviet Union, the United States, Britain, and France, they all exercised their power covertly. And as we move into the 20th century, via cyber warfare, via covert operations, U.S. Special Operations Forces are operating at any given time in 75% of the countries on the planet. They are the latest adjunct to this covert apparatus. 70,000 strong. They give the CIA and the intelligence community boots on the ground in 140 countries in the world over the last couple of years. At any given time, they're operating worldwide. So we're going to see in the 21st century, I think, is more and more covert operations, the kind that we've seen Putin exercising, the gray men that turn up in Ukraine and in Crimea that are the cutting edge, that are sort of off-the-shelf military, the media apparatus that's manipulating and penetrating elections in the United States. And this is part of this geopolitical contestation is going to be increasingly